The reason why I wanted to do this podcast because I just wanted to hang out with you guys, make drinks for you, and maybe. My name is Ben, by the way. I think people can tell by the voice that this is the one and only Ben fucking Lau. All right? And Andre, you better keep that.
I'm Jen, the business brains behind J&R Photography.
I'm Rowan. I'm the creative mind behind J&R Photography.
I'm Karis from Hey Karis and half of Ben Lau.
She certainly takes half of my money. That's for sure.
Half for all of
Welcome. Welcome to Focus AF.
We are Focused AF.
It's like fucking slot machines over here.
That's like Captain Planet. Win!
That's all she kind
My
of.
name is Ben from benlau.com.
Wait, what's going on here? Like, what's the disconnection?
As an introvert, I know a lot of people in the creative industry and artists are introvert like me. But I just want to, put myself out here and be in front of everyone, so that you guys get encouraged and, know that we could do great things and be out here.
I don't know.
And if you want to be a guest on the podcast, we're looking for fellow wedding creatives that want to share their experiences with us.
Do they have to be photographers?
No, we want to hear from everyone in the industry.
Podcast is to maybe provide a little inspiration to my fellow introverted. Okay, babe, I got you.
We'll see who's better, yours or Steph.
Yo, I lost like 20 pounds this year.
Yes.
Almost 20 pounds.
See it all in your face.
I lost it all in my face.
Yeah.
Marissa and my body's so fat as hell, but
We learned real quick after the last episode what we all need to work on.
yeah, I lost some weight on my face. Broke. I mean, I'm a little less broke these days, but I was hella broke when we met. And like while we were, when we first met, like I would disappear every 20 minutes to feed the meter because I didn't have enough money to park in the garage, or I didn't want to pay to park in the garage, so I would like disappear every 30 minutes to feed the meter with quarters and stuff, just so I could save. I don't know.
Did he tell you where he was going?
So, there are a lot of Latin people in my life. There's a lot of quinceañeras in my life.
You don't say.
If you need a photographer for your quince, benlauphotography.com or benlau.com.
Benito Lopez.
2012 I decided to quit being a social worker. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Desperate to leave. Like, I interviewed with Apple. I got an interview. I didn't get the job, and I was devastated. I was ready to be an Apple, whatever they're called. It's like, you have to post multiple times a day. You have to be forward-facing. You have to show yourself, show your personality. It's like, we'll post Rose's beautiful work and get 50 likes. We post a picture of me and him. We got 250 likes. So it's like,
people want to see you.
Yeah.
They want to see who the face is behind the brand.
The mocktails especially. So I don't drink. I had a really bad problem with alcoholism and addiction. And of course, most, if not all people who struggle with that also have other mental health issues. So it took me surrendering to that and taking care of that and taking care of myself, right? So all aspects of our health, mental, physical, everything. And that's why, when people are saying they're slow or struggling, there could be a lot of reasons, but you have to make sure you're taking care of yourself. So that's what really allowed me to have the ability to focus. So if there's something going on in your life and this could be for someone who's newer or for someone who used to be busy and is having a hard time now, you have to make sure you're taking care of yourself. And I'm a big advocate for getting rid of the stigma around talking about when you don't feel okay and stuff. So that
this career that we're in, it's very lonely for a lot of us. Some of us don't have the pleasure of working with our spouses, or we don't have a team or anything like that. We're just solopreneurs. It's
true
out there, and the only interactions we have with others.
I don't know if it comes from a place of ignorance and not really knowing AI, but that's definitely one of my fears of AI becoming so rampant and blurring the lines of reality and people working around the system and cheating things, and I don't know.
Well, cheaters never prosper.
Yes, exactly.
I embrace all this stuff. Like, you know, we have to figure out how we can use this to our advantages to help us speed up our workflows and just you know, go about our daily tasks. Like, I'm still waiting for AIs to like come in and like be able to help composite things, or like, you know, help remove things from the photo where you don't have to sit in Photoshop.
themselves.
Yeah, I mean, even if you are outsourcing, I think the biggest thing is managing your own engagement. That seems to be a thing that people want to outsource. They're like, I'm going to pay you for like 15 minutes a day. But that's really where I recommend that people keep it in-house always, because you want to, that's where it's most authentic. And also,
personal.
yeah, especially if you're starting a conversation, especially people who outsource like DM management, and now a potential client is talking to you in the DMs, and then they hire you and they're like, that, you know, no matter how good the person you outsource to is, they're not you, and they're not there. So they start this relationship as you, and it's not. So always you're managing your own engagement and just building those relationships.
A lot of things they don't think about. And for me, personally,
Sorry, you brought it out and she's thirsty.
it's better when you're not here.
Hold on. And she can't drink out of a cup.
I love that Gary's gonna have the video for this too, so he knows exactly what's going on.
Our training process is so long; it could take about 2 to 3 years before you become a lead shooter. You know,
And then even I think for Steve and MJ both, like after they became a lead photographer, I think I second shot with both of them for at least a good year to 2 years. Make sure they, because like wedding is like a huge liability. You know what I mean? Like
you screw it up.
Yeah, you can't not redo somebody's wedding. So I don't know what these people are thinking. Even till like every day when our like photographers are shooting, like I'm, you know, always back of my mind, I'm like, what if something happens? What if somebody doesn't show up? What if like something got mixed up, like schedule
Our
number?
people pretty much always show up.
Yeah, but
I think a lot of times when people are talking about how can we become more successful in our business, you know, they focus on their work or
their drinks.
I am so far away from my mic.
Adjust your mic.
So far in this episode, we just talked about, you know, how we feel that sometimes we might be not mistreated, but like, you know, things aren't going our way. Like, I can't say that we're expecting to be treated well. At the very least, we should be treated professionally, right? But like, I guess the thing that I wanted to talk about was how can we make other people's lives a little bit easier? You know, because the thing is, we are in a service industry, and I think that sometimes we focus a lot of our attention on serving the clients, but believe it or not, I think it's probably just as important for us to serve our fellow colleagues as well. Oh, it's the band. It's the Plainfield High School band.
Yeah.
Wow, you gave him a here?
Yeah.
I was like, don't tell your neighbors, because I know they're Puerto Rican, right? Please don't tell me. They're about to start playing some music.
Ricky Ricardo.
Like, that's it, we're done.
My name is Ricky.
He's Cuban?
Oh, he's Cuban?
Cancel.
Oh, he's not Puerto Rican?
No, he's Cuban.
Oh, my God.
The whole show is about how he came from Cuba. It's very important to like distinguish that for people, because I think people who are not part of the community feel that they have to shout from the rooftops. You know, I support this community. I have to do this. Just recognize them as humans. Say like, I love what you said about affirming. I'm affirming queer couples. I'm affirming whatever kind of love that you have, or whatever you're doing for your wedding, like something out of the norm. I don't want to go to a church, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Your goal as a photographer is just to photograph love, and not feel like you have to shout from the rooftops. Like, oh, I'm doing this. Just treat people as people.
And see what a typical day looks like.
Time out for a second, baby. Your mic has to be close to it. It has to be like this.
I'm not talking.
Oh.
I know.
Because we sound like a robot in this most
I am
recent
not
recording.
talking right now. I'm purposely sitting like this.
You're like you're breathing. Your nose. Your allergies.
Oh my gosh.
Dunning-Kruger effect. Like we've talked about this a million times. You've probably heard it on podcasts a million times. But like oftentimes when people get a little experience with something, their confidence in their experience far surpasses what it should be. And the more they become an expert, their confidence in their expertise actually continues to drop. They realize, I don't know nearly as much as I thought I did, even though they're now further advanced than they really were to start.
It was a teenage flower boy, right? He's like, "Oh, sir, what should I call you?" And I said, "You can call me anything you want, but just don't call me Collect," right? It killed, right?
Oh my God.
And the kid
They're like,
was
"What's
so confused, right? I was like, I don't know why that's funny, right? But it killed my demographic.
This photographer's weird.
Call me Collect, what?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We need a cut?
You guys can
Okay. All right, so who is our guest of the day today?
Our good friends, Moses and Steph.
You can't talk like that.
No. Hey, I'm Ben. Yeah. I was waiting for that.
That's Ben's fault.
It's up here. It's my fault. It's up here.
All right.
Canceled.
Couple weddings by yourself. You were, and we talked about this in the second shooter episode about how you were like the second. We name dropped you. We did. How you were like the second shooting superstar.
With For Everyone.
With
For a little
everyone.
while. So that was, again, that eagerness. Like, I was going to shoot for anybody, everybody, anytime that I could. Facts. I worked for Ben a lot.
$20 an hour.
I have $3.
Ben was good to me. I won't lie. Ben was good to me. But yeah, I spent a lot of time second shooting, and it was just to take the opportunity to learn. The hardest part of transitioning that way is that I'm responsible for everything initially. And now I have to offset tasks to Steph. And we are two different people. We have two different perspectives. And so to give her things and still kind of have to oversee them and be like, well, I think it should be this way, and she thinks it should be that way, that's going to cause tension in any work environment.
That's the problem right there.
You guys have lanes that are overlapping.
Yeah.
And then it gets elevated by the husband-wife dynamic.
The important thing is to know what I did, not to spend so much time wanting to create those wow images and forgetting to do the safe stuff, the traditional stuff. Because we've heard from clients kind of complain about their photographers in the past about like, they did all of this, but I really wanted this safe shot, this clean shot of this, and I have none of that. It's like all this weird creative angles and things that are not something that they're really looking for. I mean, if they hired you for some specific style or image they've seen before, then yes, but the whole gallery or the whole day shouldn't be reflected mostly on that kind of work.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take into account what's really important and not just trying to cloud chase.
Mm-hmm. But also on the flip side of that, right? And I'm like, I know this sounds very counterintuitive to what we're talking about right now, but for the first, I guess, 7 8 years of our career, we were shooting for the clients. Whatever the clients wanted, we shot it, But at the end of the day, we did make a lot of money. However, at the end of the day, we were very burnt out because the thing was sometimes what the clients wanted didn't align with how we wanted to create.
Yes.
Oh, the closet?
Wait, Dirty said something about looks like one side is broken.
What are you talking about?
Oh, his headphones.
Oh. It's
shit.
crooked.
Oh, fuck, it is.
You're showing up with with these broken headphones.
So we have like 2 or 3 different sources, and the key to all of them is being consistent. So basically all I do, my life now is social media. That is my job. I'm not a photographer. I am a social media content creator.
I'm a photographer.
So regularly posting on Instagram, whether we, feed posts or stories or reels. And now
Service is important, but you got to balance it out because the customer's not always right, but you want to be reasonable and rational with them. But your first reaction shouldn't be to throw your contract in their face and like, hey, I don't have to do this. We signed a contract.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of people have issues with clients too, or people who continually have issues with clients, is that they stand so firm on like what's written in their contract and have no willingness to be flexible on anything or go above and beyond. They just pretty much saying like, this is how I do things, like it or leave it.
Why do you welcome to the Focus A podcast. My name is Ben.
This is Karis.
This is Jen.
Yo soy Ro.
We are Focused AF.
Now in Spanish.
The podcast is not on SAP.
You know, I'm going to put a little SAP on the corner. Actually, your brother is. He's going to put a little SAP on the top corner. So, if you guys, this is a struggle that many, I think, wedding professionals struggle with. You know, trying to coordinate these things, not just conferences, but even just weekends and stuff, babysitters or whatever.
You don't.
Karis looks stressed.
You don't. I do. I actually do.
Ben just roams freely. He just does whatever he wants.
There's no kids. There's not even Ellie. No.
Why?
Not
This
even.
is the pick on Ben show today? I mean, come on.
Every day is.
I do a lot of things.
Fortunately, here where we live, I wish we had a bodega down the street.
No, they're literally $6.
Yeah.
So those $6 are going.
That's
for that
the
coffee.
one thing that I do miss about leaving New York City. It's like having that 24-hour access to like a bacon, egg, and cheese and a coffee whenever I want it.
By the way, Nikisha, I don't know if I told you this. We're all New Yorkers, minus my wife.
Well, we all understand the whole lingo. Like,
You're among your people. So,
Yes.
all right. Well, actually, Jen's from Staten Island, so she doesn't count.
here's the wrong Ben.
Then we learned to let go, right? After we learned to let go, our business exploded. You know, this is like in 2013. Our photographers are never going to shoot just like us. Our editors are not going to ever edit like us, you know? But they still do a pretty damn good job, okay? And we're so proud of them. And it's because of them that we've been able to experience this massive growth. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people are, like you said, they're just nitpicking on the little things. They're seeing all the leaves and all the details, right? But they're missing the bigger picture, the entire forest. You know what I mean? You're losing out on a lot of opportunity by just like focusing on this stuff that doesn't really matter. You know? So anyway, that was my 2 cents.
I want to add
these T-shirts at the expo. Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I'll do.
wherever we go, I guess.
Babe, are you gonna go
Go where?
to this expo next week?
I can't go. Kids
She
school.
said she was busy, I remember.
It's kids' school. It's a half day. My mom's gonna keep doing stuff, so I can't go.
Yeah. So
Remember, we have kids, and it's school week. Oh my god! Like, are you a parent or are you not a parent? Why not?
Did you start figuring out, okay, this is when I'm going to start increasing it and by how much? Because I remember when we started, the photo education world, they had this thing where it was like every 3 weddings, you increase $300. And at some point, you got to reach a max and you still don't have like that much experience. Because if like you book 20 in a year, where is your pricing going? Like,
that is a great question.
astronomical.
That is a great question. My prices were not raised on the anniversary of anything.
Have any wedding tea to share with us? Send us a message. Email us.
To where?
So we can share with everyone.
Where did they email us?
Where do
Where do they send
What's the email? What's the email, bro?
It is hello at focusedaf.
Nope.
No. What is it? Dash.
What's the email,
Yes,
bro?
yes.
What's the email?
Hello at focus dash. It is hello at focus-af.com.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
correct.
right.
The question mark at the end.
Do it again. Do it again.
You can
First of all,
email.
we look for things that are working well in your business, right? So you look at things that you're probably repeating, like getting people to know you, talking about yourself, things that you're already doing that works. Like you have a product and service that's selling is good, people know about it, they love it. So we look at what video we can create to, like, I don't want to say automate it, but essentially like we're trying to accelerate that process with video. So
As a YouTube consumer, this is why I've been saying, because it's basically how Instagram is now, right? How do clients, like, people say Instagram is dead, but most of our leads come from Instagram. Why is that? Not because of the reach. It's because people are going on the platform and searching for what they want. They know what they're looking for, right? YouTube is the same. If I want to learn how to overseed my lawn, I search it. I get a ton of videos.
YouTube
right?
is all.
So what do we have
the
here?
front thing. You starting all by yourself.
Bienvenidos al Focao podcast.
Hey. Actually, let me be one of the first to wish you guys a happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
Oh, thank you,
man.
Ben. We appreciate
Because
it.
I'm
amor,
glad you said
amor
it.
es amor.
Love is love.
What are we talking about? The crickets are driving me crazy. Like I lost.
It's like squirrel.
I think it's helpful when you do have, and all your vendors most likely will give you a
I
questionnaire.
lost track after I heard the crickets. I was like,
Cricket.
you don't hear it? Chirp.
I hear crunching.
No, you don't hear the crickets? It's a chirp.
That chirp.
It's come from there. You don't hear it?
Well, now I do, yeah.
That you have with someone, like, think about your first date that you had with one another, right? It would be very hard for you to screw that up. Anyone can schlep their way through a first date without causing any unforced errors.
Yeah.
But the thing is, on your second date, everything's a lot smoother. You know what you can talk about. You know what buttons you can push. You know where the conversations can go. You know what your limits are. You know a lot more things that you can do, right?
You could probably go for the kiss the second time.
Stay focused, bro. The bridesmaid, she said she recently got married, and her biggest regret was that, she didn't vet the second shooter. But there's no way for you to vet the second shooter. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think that should be another.
Unless you hire a husband and wife team, where you know who the shooter is, right?
Well, Karis and I, it's someone on our team now, our second shooters. We used to shoot together.
I'm just kidding.
You're no longer just getting files from us anymore. It's no longer you're going to just have them live on your computer and your phone for the rest of your life. We've kind of adopted this policy of like how important it is to have something tangible from your wedding day, having an heirloom that you and your families could look at for the rest of your life. On top of kids, you guys also have a whole farm. How do you all balance
Yeah,
that?
why? I don't understand. Like you're not like every time I see these reels and stuff, I'm like, Richard, you have that much time on your hands? Like you have 3 kids.
I wake up very early.
Tell us about your hobbies, Richard.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a lot of hobbies.
Richard's hobby.
I have a hobbyist at home too, so I know.
I mean, I have my
feels.
hobbies too, but they don't involve 70 chickens.
Yeah, we have chickens, we have ducks, and that's it for now. Actually, we have a cat.
But the other thing that I like to, that, especially with husband and wife teams and stuff, like, is there? Because you mentioned that Andrea does a lot of the social media. Is there any overlap in your duties as a husband and wife team? Do you guys have your lane? You stay in it? Like, how's that? Am I about to start a counseling session, a therapy session right now?
I think we're pretty good. I mean, it was never. I mean, it's never perfect, right? We're always learning and stuff. I mean, in the very beginning, Andrea would get very upset at me of how like I asked her to do things or like
Still.
I'm just gonna end it right there. We're gonna close that. Open the lid up a little bit.
Don't
close it.
open that box.
That's one thing
Just smell it.
everyone has agreed on between us, the Laos, you guys,
Even the cruises.
Yeah.
The wives don't like being told what to do.
But I feel like sucks that our kids are winter babies, right? So
I
that
know
we
the
can't.
feeling.
But it's okay. Now what we do is we do like a half birthday. Like in the summer, we'll have like a little party for them in the backyard or something.
Our
They
first
can
one.
have all their half birthdays in our pool.
Our
Okay, let me repeat that, please.
It'll be Rose's happy birthday too.
It's recorded.
It'll be
Okay,
Rose's
please,
happy birthday
Ben.
too.
One of my
Just send me
biggest childhood traumas is not being able to have like a picnic or like
For your birthday?
because all my friends did. They invited me to their little picnic parties.
yeah.
And
Listen,
then they
listen
had
to
ice cream cake. I couldn't get ice cream cake because it's cold outside.
No one
You're
can
gonna
get
get
ice cream
cold
cake.
every year. I eat Carvel cake.
I had a newborn. Have I ever? I never showed you that portfolio. Oh, it was terrible. Babies in baskets and stuff. It was
Oh my!
so bad.
The name of the brand, Babies and Baskets.
I was gonna say, is that the name of the business?
Babies in baskets. And I remember I was doing selective coloring.
Oh boy.
And
Pause. UPS man came.
hey, Rolando, how are your sinuses?
They're good. Why?
There was a lot of.
Is it?
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
I didn't hear
I
it
heard
either.
it because I got the headphones on. That's why. It's all good. That's your brother's problem.
All right, waiting for the UPS truck to drive off. It's probably
okay.
more, bro. What are you expecting?
Oh, that's my Nikon camera back from the maintenance.
Oh, good.
Shout out to Nikon. I'm about to upgrade to a Z8.
It's a good example of like reminder of where your ideal clients are, and we might not want to do the marketing avenues that we need to, but realistically, like most of our wedding ideal clients are on Instagram and TikTok right now, and sad but true, they keep staying the same age and we keep growing up, and our ideal client tends to be a younger generation, so being where they are and showing up where they are allows us to be seen by them. And Yellow Pages might work for some ideal clients, but maybe not the ones that he needed. And so it's a gentle reminder that like you might not love doing, I don't sit on Facebook often, but if that's where my ideal client was, I would need to be there. And figuring that out for your own business and knowing, where those people are constantly spending their time so that you can show up there is a big one.
How are you?
Looks like you're using a fancy microphone, so I'm gonna start using massage gun as a microphone.
That's a very interesting looking microphone.
That's a very cute looking microphone.
I thought that was the same one from The Price is Right.
That's hilarious.
That's really
I'm just gonna pretend.
Is that I was like, do you use that all the time when you go on virtual calls?
I do high fives a lot at the weddings.
Yeah.
Even any sessions I do, even corporate sessions, like the hand claps, hand touches, like high fives, it just brings different vibes to the space. So,
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thing is have fun, like why be so serious? That's me. Have fun.
There's so much like things you don't know what's coming after your high fives. There's so much of a energy, power.
So I guess my follow-up question.
After you putting your hand in my face, I was like, what?
He wants a high
Not
five.
intentionally, but it's just like it has to be very authentic, spontaneous.
Yes.
It's gotta be authentic, bro.
And spontaneous.
It happens on its own, organically, okay?
Yeah.